They've stopped calling it England versus Argentina. On social media, it's got a new name now. England versus VARgentina. Some are just calling it England versus FIFA. And after the fortnight of officiating we've all just sat through, can you honestly blame them? On Wednesday night in Atlanta, First, let's be honest about why that nickname even exists. Because and a late penalty shout at the other end went mysteriously unchecked right before Argentina scored the winner. Egypt were so incensed they filed a formal complaint with FIFA. Then against Switzerland, with the game slipping away and the Swiss having just equalized, a VAR review reached in and turned an Argentine yellow card into a Swiss red, flipping the entire match on its head. Even Argentina's own coach, Lionel Scaloni, admitted it afterward. Luck was on our side today, that's the reality. Go back further and Messi himself escaped without a card for a studs-up stamp on Algeria's captain that many said was a straight red. One after another, every 50-50 landing on the same side. That's the pattern. That's where VARgentina was born. And here's the theory that's now consuming the internet, the one this whole video has to reckon with. The suggestion is that FIFA wants Messi in the final, that a governing body expecting to bank nearly $9 billion from this tournament, run by a president who so adores Messi that he invited his Inter Miami club to the Club World Cup despite them not even qualifying, has a rooting interest in the greatest player of all time reaching one last showpiece in what is surely his final World Cup. Nobody's produced a smoking gun. But when you stack the officiating pattern on top of the money and the obvious affection, a lot of people have stopped believing in coincidence and started believing in a script. Which is exactly why Wednesday, as FIFA's imagined, has played out against Cape Verde, against Egypt, against Switzerland. Wonderful, plucky teams, but teams the casual world wasn't glued to. Now the opponent is England, a giant, a founding nation of the sport, with more than 15,000 traveling fans already in the country and the undivided attention of the entire planet. If a soft red card or a phantom offside or a generous penalty tilts this particular game Argentina's way, there is nowhere to hide it. It won't be a footnote in a match half the audience skipped. It will be the England semi-final, dissected frame by frame, in slow motion, by a global audience that is already primed, already suspicious, already waiting with the screenshots ready. The pattern has become so visible that the semi-final itself has turned into a referendum on FIFA's integrity. Every single whistle on Wednesday is going to be interrogated like evidence in a trial. So what are we actually watching for? If the script is real, here's how it tends to show up, because we've seen the whole playbook already this tournament. Watch for an England goal getting chalked off for an offside, so microscopic only a chip in the ball can find it. Watch for a soft second yellow that reduces England to 10 men at the exact moment they take control. Watch for a generous penalty at one end, or a stonewall one waved away at the other, followed by a suspiciously convenient Argentina breakup field. None of that would be new. Every one of those things has already happened to somebody in this competition. So if you see it again on Wednesday, you'll know precisely why the whole internet erupts at once. But now let's take this seriously, because the lazy version of this story is a fairy tale of pure good against pure evil, and that's not what this is. Let me give you the other side properly. First, England are hardly innocent victims here because they got the rub of the green just to reach this stage. In their quarterfinal, Jude Bellingham's equalizer against Norway came moments after the ball appeared to clip an overhead camera cable, a contact that, had it been spotted, should have stopped play entirely. FIFA's chip said no touch, the goal stood, and Norway went home fuming. Tuchel himself looked at his team's performance and said flatly, "We were lucky today." So England have ridden their own controversy into this semi-final. This is not a spotless hero marching in to slay a cheat. Second, defensible. Embolo really did dive. The Egypt foul really was a foul under the rules, however far away it happened. Technically correct, but deeply unfair, is not the same thing as rigged. And third, the villain narrative is partly a distortion of distance. Roger Bennett, who was physically inside the stadium for the Egypt game, described the experience as the most profound I have had in an American stadium. Near religious, joyous, with strangers hugging and Messi sobbing. On television it looked like villainy. In the flesh, it looked like magic. The truth is that this is far more likely FIFA's chronic incompetence and inconsistency, plus a genuine institutional crush on the Messi story, than some literal plot to fix the scoreline. There is no proof of a fix. There is only a governing body that has torched its own credibility so thoroughly that it no longer gets the benefit of the doubt on anything. And here's the part that should genuinely excite you, because it's the reason the script might not even matter. England are really, really good, and they are more than capable of winning this on pure football, no favors required. Thomas Tuchel has become only the fourth manager in history to take England to a World Cup semi-final, after Alf Ramsey, Bobby Robson, and Gareth Southgate. And he's done it with a side built around two of the form players of the entire tournament. Then England hit them with rotating pace on the flanks. Bukayo Saka, Anthony Gordon, Noni Madueke, Marcus Rashford, Iberechi Eze. Fresh legs recycled every game, and through the middle comes Bellingham, arriving late into the box like a missile. It is almost a custom-built machine for exploiting the exact weakness Argentina have shown all tournament long. Because make no mistake, this Argentina team is beatable. And it's beatable in obvious ways. Their defense has been sliced open by everyone. Cape Verde carved them up. Egypt scored a goal of the tournament having been dragged into extra time twice, and a last-gasp escape act once. 3 brutal knockout marathons in a row, while their 39-year-old talisman runs on fumes. Messi failed to score against Switzerland, the first time in 10 World Cup matches he's drawn a blank. If England press that tired, leaky defense with their energy and their pace, they can win this outright, cleanly, and shove the entire VARgentina narrative back down FIFA's throat. And yet, you would be a fool to write Argentina off. And here's why. This is the most experienced, most ice-cold team left in the competition when a match is hanging by a thread.